You're abandoning your fellow officer?
Yeah, well, he did it first.
You made me watch Lower Decks. Why would you make me watch Lower Decks? Not you guys. Not you guys. Somebody made me watch Lower Decks, and it's terrible. Who are you? Why are you here?
Hi, I'm Rob Robot Shlomo, and I apparently have a high threshold for pain.
He made me watch Lower. I said I wasn't going to. To be fair, I did tune out towards the end because it got bad. That's why he's here, so he can tell you what happened. Because all I heard was Shrill yelling, "I'm the bestest. I don't care about actually taking this seriously because this is a holodeck program."
Look, I'm a hologram.
And
there are 4 lights.
They keep showing me lights.
There are 4. Oh. They actually speak in this show the way I speak when I'm mocking the SJWE type people.
What do you want?
Oh my god, you're really like that, Beckett Mariner?
Ugh, what are you doing?
Yes, I'm really like that.
Whatever.
Oh my god, how do you not know that? Because Beckett Mariner, you are totally the bestest, most amazing thing ever, but you're kind of awful because you love your mother or don't love I don't even care. And they talk
Beckett Mariner,
literally, I don't even know what they were saying.
Well, like Beckett Mariner, why do you keep doing things not by the book, Beckett Mariner?
And they talk like the people I mock with the fake voice. You're using my fake mock voice.
Whatever.
Look, I know we're not supposed to have interpersonal conflict, but I really hate that Andorian.
I hate it so much.
It dawned on me recently that Beckett Mariner's initials are BM.
Bowel movement. So what happened? What happened? The guy went all. They did more references. The guy goes Gary Mitchell, and gets all super powery, and I'm there, and then he gets he turns into a giant floating head for a minute, and I'm like, yes, eat the ship, just blow up the ship, I'm like,
well, okay,
I'm so angry.
Let's rewind a little bit, okay? Well, what happened was she's complaining about how she has to follow the rules now, that she used to do all. In her words, all cool off the book stuff. And now she has to go run it by her mother, who's the captain.
You think you gotta run it by the captain? Why are you serving under your mother, who's the captain?
Well, first of all, that wouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, she'd have to be on another ship.
She goes down to the planet with Jerry O'Connell's character, not Riker.
Not Riker, yeah.
And she says, I'm going to power wash their buildings because after their industrial revolution, these people who we fixed everything for, whatever, they kind of just they didn't clean up. So she's power washing and she uncovers.
It's like a glowy thing. It's like glowy, scribbly writing things. And
it unleashes some energy and hits. Zaps not Riker. Mm-hmm. And he becomes Gary Mitchell.
And they even say
it. He becomes Gary Mitchell. And so there's this whole thing about how they got to depower him, and he's going to eat the ship as he detaches his head from his body. He makes everybody into not Rikers on the planet, and he just starts transforming stuff, and he's spreading gym equipment around, because he wants everybody to be jacked. I'm like, hey, you know what? He wants everybody to be healthy like he is. Okay, what's wrong with that? We all, as someone I used to work with a long time ago said, you can't be too physically fit.
Everything that was so annoying about this is how snotty she is to her superiors. He gives her an order.
Grab me some more pads.
She's like, I can't do that.
Ooh, no can do, sorry.
Absolutely not. I'm not going to do that because I'm doing this important thing over here. You're an idiot.
Busy with, whatever I feel like doing.
Insubordination.
I hate these characters so much. They're so snotty. They're so insubordinate. They're so rude. They're so inconsiderate they're so disrespectful. They're so damn you have this attitude in front of these leaders of this planet. This is why you kind of show a little respect and restraint and courtesy. I mean, don't go around like a bratty little child in front of the aliens.
She's insubordinate. She violates the Prime Directive, and because of that, she places an entire alien race and her crew in jeopardy, in mortal danger.
Yeah, because he goes all super powery, and then he goes drunk with power the first minute.
Okay, the captain, her mom, starts complimenting the guy, the not Riker, and he's starting to be depowered. And she comes up with a solution. What's the solution?
I don't remember.
She kicks him repeatedly in the balls.
Oh yeah, she kicks him in the balls a million times. She punches him in the face, kicks him in the nuts over and over again. Like
until the cat doctor gets a gigantic boulder, the cat doctor who reminds me of one of your friends from Creepy Little Book. Yeah, from Creepy Little Book. And drops it on him, and he finally depowers. But in the beginning, in the prologue, there's this whole thing about how she resents Boimler because he got a promotion. I'm like, yeah, I'd want to get a promotion, get off that ship as fast as possible if I were him too.
Yeah, you guys are a bunch of screw-ups, and you almost got eaten by a giant space head that I was rooting for to crush you all. Squish. That's what he needed to do. That's what he was gonna eat their whole ship with a giant floating head out in space. And I'm like, please destroy it. Please destroy it. Just blow them up. Oh, I was so mad watching this. I hate this show so much.
There's also a running B plot with Green Tilly and Geordie LaForgery that he's gotten a new cortical implant, and
Geordie LaForgery.
Yeah. He's gotten a new cortical implant, and she is concerned because there's this rare syndrome that makes your brain melt and ooze out your nose. So she is trying to help
so
him.
Says. That might not even be the case. They might be making shit up.
No. But he's about to go on a date with a very, very good-looking Shrill lady, and she says, "Oh, do you want to go swimming on the holodeck?" Yada yada. And so she's trying to ruin the date for him. Turns out she's jealous. So that's the running B plot. But at the same time, like I said, it kicks. BM is kicking. Not Riker is in the balls repeatedly, and Tina Doctor drops the boulder. Drops Dr. Tina.
Dr. Tina.
She drops a boulder on him. Anyway, the episode ends with Boimler actually being a screw up on his new ship, the Titan, and being just as irritating, just as annoying, and just as a shrill, incompetent mess as he was on the other ship, and BM being dragged away to the brig, as usual. And she says, "Bye, Mom. I do what I want." Like, yeah, so you've learned nothing. At the end of South Park, there's always the lesson. You know what? I've learned something today.
I learned something today.
But she learns nothing. She's going to keep being annoying, and you've done the impossible. You've taken an uninteresting, annoying character, and you've made her even more uninteresting, and you've made her even more annoying. You've made her even more grating. You've taken all the negative aspects and character traits of that character, and you have amplified them.
Never disobey me again. I
do what I want. Whatever. I do what I want.
And you've made this show even worse. I thought this show was bad. You've made it worse. Well, it's marginally worse, but it's still worse.
Right.
Because, you can't, it's already ruined. It was already a piece of crap when it began. But I can't believe, this is where we are now. This was the great hope for Star Trek.
And that's the one. And that's what's so sad. That's the one that kind of looked halfway decent because they were super excited. They were, the writers of the show were super, I'm doing all my research. The people who were making this seem to want, they seem to really, really love what they're making, and that's great. And there is a fan base for Lower Decks. There is a group of people who, if you do like Rick and Morty, if you're the kind of Star Trek fan that likes the reference sort of humor, like the Big Bang Theory stuff, if that's the type of sci-fi and geek fan you are,
okay,
then great. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But to slap this on and try and sell it to Star Trek fans is really, really, really insulting.
One thing I did notice is that there weren't nearly as many references in this episode as there were in, just say, an average episode last season. There weren't nearly as many this time. So they're starting to think outside of their little box in that, hey, you know what? Who knows? Maybe they've seen a couple of my videos, my couple of reference videos.
Well, they couldn't have because they have They wrote them all together. They're all written and recorded all in the same batch. This is still technically season 1. They're just labeling it as season 2. So they took half of season 1. From what I've heard, is that true now?
Maybe it is. I don't know. It just
we'll research
it just
that
seems,
more when we edit this. But
yeah. Well, to me, like I said, the whole Alex Kurtzman MO is to just keep throwing things at the wall. And I think that was one of the reasons why his contract got renewed, in that there's that rumor going around, if at the end of these series there's going to be no more new Star Trek, when these are done. Well, we'll just never be done.
I hope so. Yeah.
We'll just never be done. We'll just keep everything in production, and we'll just never be done. So, look, we got all this stuff. Or as Alex Kurtzman would say, we've got all this in production. You can't cancel us.
But yeah, we can. You guys suck. And it sucks. Like, it's awful. Just Lower Decks is awful. The show's annoying, it's loud, it's nonstop yelling, it's shrill yelling. It's people who... Why is she doing medical procedures on her coworker, basically, her friend, without approval of the doctor, the chief of medicine, or the captain, or both?
The chief,
right?
the chief medical officer. Yeah.
Like, why wasn't she going to Dr. Tina to say, hey, I have it? Because, I know you're a doctor on the ship, but, is she actually a medical doctor, or is she just like a little intern?
Well, she's a medical assistant. She's a nurse or whatever it is.
But, I thought she was a doctor. She's like, I'm your doctor.
Well, but if she didn't try to perform a procedure on him, how else would wacky hijinks ensue?
You find other ways to tell these stories. You say, hey, I'm concerned, and you have her go behind the scenes to the captain and run all these tests and say, hey, you've been acting funny, let's go in, and you have them all try to solve this stuff. And okay, the moral of the story was for him to forgive her, but that's not how Starfleet, like, again, they're breaking the show they're breaking the universe to tell these stories. You're breaking the protocols of a show or a ship, right? You're breaking the rules.
These are all done for cheap laughs, is what it is. These are all done for cheap laughs. Every setup is done for a cheap, ha ha ha, I get that. Look, that's so wacky, that's so funny, that's so irreverent. Yeah, but there's better ways to do it. I mean, you could put him in sick bay on the testing table, and you shouldn't feel a thing. Zip,
I've been told to turn my brain off to watch it, and when I try and turn my brain off and not think about anything that they're like, not try and Star Trek it, basically, which is what I usually do with shows, I will kind of go in and see, wait a minute, why didn't they do X, Y, and Z? Because I know X, Y, and Z would be applied if this were really, really Star Trek, right? I can't turn off my brain. When I try and just let it play at me, I drift over to my other monitors. I drift over to my phone. I cannot focus and pay attention.
Well,
when it gets so annoying and shrill, it's like white noise, and I just can't. So, what happened? Did they bring in Riker this one? Here we're kind of running long.
Riker made a guest appearance,
and Riker was in it.
Yeah, Mr. Roboto is actually right. I mean, there is not, for a comedy, there is not a laugh in this. There is not a single laugh. There's not even a chuckle. There's not, a guffaw. Not even so much as a smirk.
It's just bad. It's bad and needs to feel bad for it.
Yeah, like Zoidberg would say, you're bad, and you should feel bad.
Your music's bad, and you should feel bad.
That reference is funnier.
That reference is funnier, and that's how it should be. So, what's your score on this episode?
I give it a one Chewbacca. It doesn't get. I don't hate it enough to really give it 0 Chewbaccas. I don't.
Zero Chewbaccas. I was rooting for them to blow. I was rooting for him to eat the ship with his giant head.
They've been doing us all a favor.
Yeah, just kill them all and let it be done with, so I never have to watch another episode of Lower Decks.
Achoo! I sneezed.
You chew. I'll see you guys on the next video, live stream, or wherever. I'm not going anywhere. Don't you go anywhere.
I might be.
He might. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!